भगवान श्री योगीराम सूरत कुमार की जय। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। राम 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 योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। Suratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 जय गुरु राया योगीराम सूरत कुमार योगीराम सूरत कुमार योगीराम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया राम 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 योगीराम सूरत कुमार योगीराम सूरत कुमार योगीराम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया योगीराम सूरत कुमार योगीराम सूरत कुमार योगीराम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया राम 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 Kumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Guru Raya. भगवान श्री योगी राम सूरत कुमार की जय। सर्वं योगी राम सूरत कुमारार्पणमस्तु। One more evening twilight. We have been blessed specially to be able to gather here and chant His powerful name for 1 hour, a Sankirtan, Nama Sankirtan, and we have offered the Nama lotuses at the lotus feet of Bhagavan with deep gratitude. Now today, again, we shall see one more aspect of sadhana. This is through a story, because generally we are able to grasp the theme of a story faster. When it is given in an abstract form, it's very difficult to follow, and people are not so interested to listen to. But when it is given in the form of a story, then people bend forward and listen. And it is much easier to understand. Now this is again a story from Acharya Brahma. He says that he joined the Theravada Buddhist monastery in Thailand in a forest. The time he joined, there was hardly any facility there. There was hardly any building there. Those young people, the young monks who have joined, they had to work very hard in the beginning. There was no building at all, and they had to procure all the materials, and they had no money. So they had to buy only the cheap ones, and they had to make do with that. He says in the beginning, they used to go to the streets where they were selling the old stuff, because that was available at much lesser price, and they bought some old rejected doors. And they used those doors as their bedding. There was one particular door which had no ups and downs, somewhat smooth, and the abbot, the Mathathipati, was given that to lie down. The rest of the doors, with their ups and downs, because there might be something that might come off in a certain place, and there might be a hole where there was once a latch or a knob. He says that he was given a particular door which had a rather somewhat bigger hole where there must have been a huge knob. And then he said the air would come through that. It was already very cold, and there would be extra special air for him. He said most of the time, most of the nights, those young monks would not be able to sleep at all. But then this was tapasya. Severe austerities were expected. So it was okay, it was agreeable to every one of them. And then they started building. It fell upon Acharya Brahma to build a wall. He procured the red bricks, and then very carefully, of course he did not know anything about building at all, but slowly he learned from others, and then the extra thinking on his part, and he began to put one brick over the other with the cement in between, and he wanted that to be very perfect. So he took his time, and every time he would carefully place a brick exactly, precisely in its place, and cement the bricks together. He was very, very happy that he was doing it very carefully and very perfectly. So after he built the wall, he stood a little distance away and looked at it with admiration. Oh, here is a product of my hard work, and I have done it perfectly. So he prided himself and looked at it, and to his horror and dismay, he found two bricks a little out of place. You can imagine what he must have felt. After all that hard work for days together, bent upon perfection, he had done all that only to find in the end the two of them had moved a little away. He had no idea how it happened, and they could not be put back in their place because the cement was already hard. He got very angry with himself. He resented everything after that. He went to the abbot and said, "Look, shall I break the whole wall and rebuild?" The abbot smiled. He was of great wisdom, well respected by both the layman and the learned. He smiled and said, "No, let it be there." So they let it. Now, every day, he would come near and look at those two bricks alone, would feel very bad that he had committed two mistakes, not just one, two mistakes, despite his earnestness and sincerity and hard work. Why would it happen? How did it happen? And then he would feel very bitter about it. And this went on day after day after day. It was so unpleasant for him even to come that side. Now one day, after years, he brought some very important guest, a guest monk, very important, and took him along, and it happened that the wall was in between and they had to go that way. And then as soon as the guest spotted this wall, he said, "What a beautiful work, so perfect." Now Aja, the Brahm, could not believe his ears. He asked again and again repeatedly, "The guest monk, are you saying the truth? Maybe you have forgotten to bring your glasses." Now the guest monk smiled and said, "Yes, I know what I am saying, and I am saying the truth, whether you believe it or not." Then Acharya Brahm asked him, "How could you say it? Don't you see those two bricks a little out of place? How can you say it is perfect work?" The guest monk said, "Why, there were only two bricks. There are 998 perfect bricks, well placed, well cemented. It's perfect. There were only two mistakes out of 1,000. Why would you look at those two alone? Look at this 998 bricks. Perfect." Now Acharya Brahm says he learned a lesson for life. All the time he was looking only at those two bricks and feeling bitter. And now for the first time he felt better. And then he learned. He learned his lesson that always look at the positive side of any work. So he says, this is how we learn, this is how we improve. Let us forget the mistakes and see only what is best that has come out of us. I remember reading somewhere about Stephen Hawkins. He was a very I think he was a sportsman. He was very healthy, young man, and then all of a sudden, this mishap. Something went wrong, and they found, to his horror, 96% of his body went waste. And there was only this 4% working at all. And thank God, his brain was one of them. And yet, of course, he went through one hell after the other initially. And then one day it dawned on him that he must make the best of the remaining 4%. That he didn't have to look at that 96%. So firm was he about it. He went ahead, working very hard. What little he could do with that 4%, he was determined to do. He became a world-renowned scientist. So when people asked him much later, when he became renowned, famous, how is that he was able to achieve in spite of his condition, the condition of his physical body? And someone said, 96% of your body was gone, and only 4%, and you're still very young. How could you work to this level? Stephen Hawking said, I did not look at that 96%. I saw only that 4% that was working, and I made the best of it. You see, this is what life is all about. Always, always. We have to look at the positive side of any work and build upon it. But many of us, unfortunately, amidst all the blessings that we get from Bhagavan, there might be a little something that wouldn't go well. And then we pick up that and feel very bitter, fall into depression and medicine endlessly, despite all those best grace that we have been receiving. So let us learn this lesson from this story, this true story of Arya Brahma. Let's forget the 2 bricks of our lives and learn to count only the perfect ones and build upon that, and mindful of those 2 bricks. We shall now offer our today's prayer with great faith that any prayer that's made in this powerful shrine will be realized sooner or later by the grace of Bhagavan. And let's hope it is sooner than later. Bhagavan, we beg you to intervene with your divine power and change everything that now exists in this world hopelessly. There is so much violence, and growing enmity between people and country and country. And there's already war going on with all its implications. And what to say? There is this attack of diseases, new diseases. We're unable to control, and with great difficulty we could do something about it. And again, the furies of nature, the violence of nature. Even yesterday, I think today or yesterday, there was an earthquake. And again, there are war clouds, Cold War and whatnot. Bhagwan, only you can replace them all with peace, harmony, order, and growing friendship and mutual help and understanding and control of diseases and the violence of nature. We also beg you to uproot all the negativities of the human mind, the mind that only looks at the two bricks, and pave way for destruction, for ruin. Kindly uproot all these negativities which are responsible for today's world. We also beg you to reach out to those people who have been stranded in varied parts of the world, suffering so much, unable to find help or protection. And they are in this condition for some reason or the other. They may belong to a different country, speak different language, and they might belong to a different religion also. Whatever it is, they need help and protection. We beg you again and again to do the needful. We also beg you to protect all those unselfish people who have been working hard for the sake of the others from unhealthy remarks and aspersion. We also beg you to promote the economy of the country and the growth of India to its height in varied fields of activity, that one day it reaches the status of Vishwaguru, so that it could guide the whole world in the path of Dharma. And Bhagavan, we beg you, in all earnestness and sincerity, to bless us with ceaseless chanting of your powerful name and unbroken remembrance of your Leelas and teachings. We also beg you to bless us to be sattvic instruments in your hands. We don't want to be Rakshasas and Rakshasis. Everyone in this world is only an instrument in your hands. And please bless us to run our everyday life as an offering to you and not be caught by the snares of Maya. We also seek that ultimate state of being, ultimate state of bliss and peace for which we need to be purified. We take refuge in your powerful name and its ceaseless chanting and the joyful service, without any unhealthy competition and jealousy, and that in the spirit of surrender to you. And more importantly, the practice of acceptance of whatever life brings to us, be it a joy or sorrow. Coming from you, it can only be a definite blessing. And it should be perfect because you are perfect. And it's meant for our spiritual growth. It's meant to push us towards you. If life is all joy and no suffering, We may not need you at all. We may not come to you at all. We need to be pushed towards you, and that's what all the sorrows, all the sufferings do to us. They are blessings in disguise. Bhagavan, please bless us so that we are sufficiently purified to be able to detect your living, vibrant presence everywhere and everything. Please enable us to know that it is your sankalpa, your will, that's behind all the happenings of life, all the happenings of the world. And more importantly, please bless us to be able to detect your hidden grace even in the adversities of life. Instead of complaining that you have singled us out for this suffering, and all those people around us have contributed to our failures, we should be pushed towards you, even in the most ruinous suffering of life. And you, out of compassion and generosity, will not allow us to leave you and convert all our sufferings into great blessings. Please bless us to be grateful to you, even for the adversities of life. We seek your blessings for all the species which are, in whatever state of being they are, whatever state of misery they are, be lifted to a higher plane. And finally, we seek to be free. We seek that freedom, liberation from the vicious cycle of births and deaths. For this life is under the rule of I and mind, selfishness, utter selfishness. So we are caught the tyranny of ego. We beg you to free us from this ahankar and be blessed with immortal life, eternal living, and eternal servitude to you, the eternal supreme entity. Jai Yogi Ram Sri.